coming together and we are going to live one life. And it's difficult. That's why we need the spirituality of marriage. So we are lucky as Christians, one way, because the other religions, they don't talk about marriage like the way we think and we teach. And we have so many classes before getting married, no? You have to go through so many classes and all that. But you know, we need Christ, we need Jesus, we need some spirituality to overcome these conflicts, these differences. So I can remember that time I told, the main difference between a man and a woman, male and female. It says that, Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, it says that He created man according to His image. He created a human being according to His image, and He created them male and female, different. When you think of grammar, English grammar, masculine and feminine, opposites. Opposites. So the God gave His nature and distributed this nature among these two, male and female. We are different. Male is head-centered. Can you remember? Man is head-centered. He is controlled by logic, facts, reasons. He is head-centered. And the woman is, can you continue? Heart-centered. She is controlled by feelings and emotions. So the mind, when a person who is controlled by facts, logic, reasons, and then he is going to stay as one body with a person who is controlled by feelings and emotions. It's difficult, very difficult. You should understand these differences. And I recognize between these two, they were not aware of these differences. Husband thought, she should think the way I think. And the wife thought, he should think the way I think. Why can't he think like me? Impossible, because God says, you are different, you are opposite. Man is head-centered and a woman is heart-centered, controlled by emotions and feelings. Man is controlled by facts. You take two diaries of a boy and a girl, male and female. Man is what the boy is writing. All facts. His salary, credit cards, the loans and everything, all facts. But the woman, wife, writes what? Feelings. 6 months back, a young couple married for 1.5 years came with a problem. She has run away from home, husband's home, at 11 o'clock in the night. Ran away. And luckily they had a vehicle, and so the husband's father and husband chased her, and somebody other got caught and took her inside the vehicle and took her to her parents. Reason, mother-in-law, when she goes to work, she has written so many feelings in the diary after getting married. Today I got up and this is how I feel about my life, and I feel lonely, I feel so many things, and she has written all the feelings. Mother-in-law has opened the cupboard and taken the diary and read the whole thing. And when son came home, she said, I read your wife's diary. And she has written these things in this diary. She is not satisfied with you, and she is not satisfied in this home. Please take her away. Nandamma, Lilike diary එක හොරෙන් කියවලා. So you write, she has written all the feelings. And she brought the diary with her to show me. I wrote this. These are my feelings. So heart-centered and head-centered. I can remember once when I got married, I can remember Jacinta. She's really broad-minded and she's really helpful, and she's helping me to do this, mission and all that. And she's very broad-minded. Otherwise I can't do counseling, especially for females. And she's very broad-minded. But one day I can remember, she was telling me, I had to go somewhere for the appointment to meet a couple. They were going through some problem. And that day she told me, that particular day she told me, she said in Sinhala, "Manga asai ada oya gedara innawa na. I like if you can stay at home today." I am going to ask these husbands here, suppose if your wife says like that, what are you going to do? I like if you can stay at home today. I like. What are you going to do? Husbands, what do you do? Sorry? If possible. What do you mean by if possible? Yeah. What about the other husbands? What is your view about this? What do you do if your wife says like that? She's not telling you always. She's not saying that always. She's very helpful. But one funny day, she says, I like if you can stay at home today. It's coming from the heart. No? It's coming from the heart. I also did this blunder. I argued with her earlier. Argued with her. I said, why do you say? Do you think that there are beautiful women in that house? Because we want reasons. And the wife says, no reason. This is how I felt. If you like, you can stay. If you want, you can go home. You can go. It's okay. She just came out with a feeling. Then I learned later that I should stay at home. But if you can change that appointment, I can just give a call, Otherwise, what will happen is that we argue and she loses and we win. Normally the husbands win when you argue. Husbands win because they know how to argue. After some time, she started crying, That's the way, every woman start crying. Okay, all right, okay. But I can win that battle and go and do what I want. But later, it will blast like a Pokuru Bombay. Later, some other day, not that day. So there are differences. The woman is controlled by feelings and the man is controlled by facts. So like this. So we are going to do some exercise here now. You have a piece of paper with, can we arrange like this? We are going to discover a thing. Husbands on this side and wives on this side. The females on this side and this side facing each other. Can we just... It's okay, right. Now you have a pen or pencil with you, no? And yes, okay, right. Now, you draw this the way you see. You draw this the way you see. Right. The way you see. Back and bottle, yes. Bag and bottle. හරි. හරි. මේක ඔබට පේන විදියට මේක අඳින්න. ඔබට පේන විදියට. ලස්සනට ඕනේ just you know we are just if you draw this enough, these two, the bottle and the bag. Right? Finish? Finish, right? How many couples here? Right, okay, right. Now you go separately as a couple, right? And see whether these two drawings are alike. You have drawn the same thing as a couple. As a couple. Where's your wife? Right. Right. දෙන්නත් එක්කලා ගිහිල්ලා ඩ්‍රොයින්ස් දෙක එකමද කියලා බලන්න ඇඳලා තියෙන. right. ඒගොල්ලන්ට දෙන්න. Yes. මේ ඇඳේ ඩ්‍රොයින් එක එකද කියලා දෙන්නත් එක්ක වාඩි වෙලා බලන්න. We are going to discuss. දෙන්න වාඩි වෙන්න කියලා බලන්න ওই දෙක එකද කියලා. දෙන්නත් එක්ක එකද ඉඳගෙන බලන්න ඩ්‍රොයින්ස් දෙක එකද කියලා. Right? Are there differences? Lot. Who is correct and who is wrong? කවුද හරි කාගේ ඩ්‍රොයින් එකද හරි කාගේ ඩ්‍රොයින් එකද වැරදි? Right. Is it happening in your family life? The same thing? Most of the time. Can you give me an example?
Something towards my children, especially my wife only get first discussion. So we have to discuss and finally we come to a conclusion and do that.
Who is taking the
Initiative is taken by my wife,
final decision?
comes with me.
Okay. What is your experience about this?
It is, we have differences, not only just because of this, I know we have differences and we are going through that hardships and, hurdles. So it is something, part and parcel of our day-to-day life. So we have understood it. So that is why we come here, to take some blessing to go forward.
So the drawings are different, no? I mean the way you look at things. How about, what is your experience about?
Well, after being married for 36 years, initially we may have had differences because we looked at this particular item from two different angles. So therefore, our way of looking at things were from two different angles altogether. But as we experience married life, as we go on, we begin to understand and realize whichever angle we may look at things, at the end of the day, we got to get on to one side and look at it from the same angle. And also, to come in line with one another, it's always a give and take policy. And life is definitely not a bed of roses. So now it has come to a stage, we discuss and then we come to some sort of a common agreement, and it's communication at the end of the day. It's purely linked to communication. And if you keep it to yourself, then it's quite a different story altogether. But if you're prepared to open it up, and the example you gave about your wife telling you to stay back, in fact, when you mentioned that, I had a question on you. Basically, before you gave that appointment for that evening, did you discuss with your wife that you're going to give that appointment and whether she had any other plans for that evening to take you for a show maybe? So, I would have done it a little bit differently before I give that appointment, I would check with her, what are our plans for tomorrow evening? If we are free, then I will tell them, do you think I could give this appointment and maybe you can join me if at all? Or do I have the blessings to go on my own and meet these people? So that comes with maturity, I believe. But when you're young, as you get married, you might not think that way. You may think, right, okay, I'll give this appointment, whether she likes it or not. I'll just get onto my bike or get into my car, just go. If I want to go and watch a match, I will do the same thing. But that was the young blood. But as you mature, I will tell her, you come along with me to go and watch the match. That's how I would look at it.
Nothing for me to talk, he has given the talk. What? Can you add something to this as the wife?
Yes, so true. I was 19 when we married, so I just thought, okay, this is marriage, and I just got into it. But I had a silent part to me because I wouldn't communicate when I didn't want anything happening that way. I used to just keep quiet. And that time, I wouldn't talk to him also. So he doesn't know what I'm going through inside. And actually now when I look back, it was my fault. Yes, because through him, because I'm the eldest in the family and I met him at 15. I hadn't even worked anywhere, only at my aunt's. So I didn't have the experience of even listening to someone about years. So I used to keep quiet, as you say, I didn't know how to put it across even. So I thought, okay, so this anger builds up, but then he was so good. I think the Lord loved us from that time. He is. Oh my gosh, he has all, yes, otherwise 36 years. But there was a part of me which I was so quiet, and then the Lord showed me, because at 15 when you meet a man, you treat him like your God. So I didn't have the relationship with the Lord like this that time. I was a Sunday church goer. He was an Anglican, I was a Catholic, so I just only a Sunday church goer, but of course we used to say the rosary. Got hold of him also because he became a Catholic. So I had that love for Mother Mary. So it went on like that, and I know that if I communicated at that time and told my feelings, then he knows. So I feel in a marriage that is so important. And then of course the Lord loved us and kept us together. And now anything, I have decided, like anything, if it hurts, like I learned from Mercia when I first came for the meeting here, after like 35 years, if you have something to do with your family, you discuss with your mother or father. But if the husband has, let him discuss. So those are new things we learned. Yeah, and that's why on our way I told I'm still learning. Yes. So thank you.
Very much. Now, there's one point. He said that I should be able to go to the seat of my wife. I mean, now here. Now, these two are different. Can you just show me the drawings? Right. Yes, no? There are differences, no, between these two. So now if you say, you look at this what you drew. All right. So you look at this and say, you are wrong and I am correct. Is it right? Right. That's the way that's it. You know, that's what's happening, you know, between lot of couples. It's called the empathy. Empathy means not sympathy. Empathy means power of entering into another's personality and to feel the way that person feels. We need that to have a good family life, married life. We need this empathy. Should be able, say now you were on this side and she was on that side. Ne? මේ පැත්තේ කෙනෙක් මේ පැත්තේ කෙනෙක් හිටියේ. එතකොට දැන් ඔයා right දැන් මේ එයා කියනවානේ දැන් ඔයාගේ එක වැරදි කියලා. නේ වැරදි කියලා කියන්න එපා. That's what's happening. ඔයා කියනවා මෙහෙන්න. What's your name? සමන් මෙහෙන්න. වාඩි වෙන්න මගේ සීට් එකේ. දැන් අඳින්න. දැන් ඇදලා බලන්න. How do you feel if he says like that? We need to exercise this in our married life. Don't think that I am correct always, because we have come with so many, mentalities, differences and genes and the blood and so many things, different environments. If I think that what I think is exactly correct, and if somebody does something opposite and that person is wrong, you can't lead a good family life. You have to sit on others' chair and to look at the problem. නේ? අනිත් එක්කෙනාගේ අපි කියනවා ඒකට කියනවා get into the shoes of the other person. අනිත් එක්කෙනාගේ සපත්තුවට බහින්න කියලා කියනවා. ඒ සපත්තුවට බහින්න ඕන. එහෙම නැති වුණොත් I found out මේ couple එක ආපු couple එකේ they were not doing that. Husband thinks that he is correct. You have to bear this because I am a man and මට සූකිරිය ආදරේ දෙන්න දන්නේ නැහැ. So what do you mean by සූකිරිය ආදරේ? I said you are married to a woman, not to a man. පිරිමි ඔයා ගෑනු කෙනෙක් බැඳලා ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් ගෑනු කෙනෙකුට ඕන ආදරේ එයාට ඕන විදියට දෙන්න ඕනේ. මට ඕන විදියට නෙමෙයි. That is the main reason for a lot of problems between husbands and wives. මට ඕන විදියට ආදරේ. I like to give you the way I like. No. Then I could have married a man, not a woman. No, not a woman. I like to, nowadays I like, how about you?
same thing තාත්තා අර පැති දෙකක ඉඳලා බැලුවොත් it's මං ඇඳක මට හරි එයා ඇඳක එයාට හරි. ඉතින් අන්තික එකම දේ ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ විදි දෙකකට. විදි දෙකකට ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ එකම දේ. So that is if you can get into the other person's chair you can discuss and also with prayers.
When you pray, exactly, we'll come to that. Yes, Raveshmana again.
There are differences, and I think communication is very vital. So where we are concerned, we are married for 27 years, and initially we had problems, but as we went along, we realized, and through discussion, we were able to sort out those. So now we discuss.
You want to say anything?
Praise the Lord. Also, I think coming into the Lord's presence has helped us a lot. So now, especially when we had teen children and we had to take a lot of decisions about our children, that was the most difficult time because he saw it differently, I saw it differently. So we were struggling with it, and when we were struggling is the time that we came into the journey. So God's grace was there upon us, I think. And when we came into the journey, what we realized is that a lot of those things we couldn't solve by ourselves. And we started sitting in prayer. And I think through that, most of those problems are solved. So now I think where we are concerned, most of the time when there is a difficulty and we have to decide on something or take a decision, we both sit in prayer. So he goes in front of the Blessed Sacrament. He has the grace of doing it daily. I don't get the chance of going in front of the Blessed Sacrament daily, but in my morning prayer, I pray separately. And then most of the time we sit in prayer together after that when we have to take a decision, and that way it has helped us a lot. Praise the Lord.
Tao Carter, how about you? Married for how many years? 3.5. You want to share something about this? For the last 3 years, what happened between both of you?
Praise the Lord. Like everybody said, I think initially, yes, we had a lot of discrepancies. We would have argued over things. But a wonderful thing happened that God put us into a deep crisis right at the beginning. So end of the first year, we were going through a lot of problems. We could have argued a lot almost over everything. So in that struggle, actually, God put us into prayer. He made us fall at His feet every day, and that actually had helped us out a lot when it comes to taking decisions. So we've been taking decisions in prayer. So we sit down together and take our decisions every day. So it has helped us a lot.
Yeah, when it comes to decision taking, even now sometimes we see things differently. So sometimes we have arguments, but ultimately through prayer, God helps us to see things in the same way, in the way that He wants us to do. So prayer is the most important thing.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes. I did this exercise with that couple. I said, okay, we'll forget about arguments, and then I give them 2 blank sheets and ask them to write and all that, draw anything. Then they discovered the problem they have. And they had a problem about sex life also, because the husband was not aware with these differences. Even in, there's a difference between a man and a woman, Man is hot-tempered. And normally the woman is very cool, Takes a lot of time to, come to arouse the feelings, takes time. But a man, like soda bottle, just say, morning you have an argument, and you mention all the names of the zoo, the animals of the zoo, Yeah, balla, buro, haraka, everything. And then the evening, when he comes home, he has forgotten everything. As a man, this is the nature of man. This is nature of male. So all wives should know that you are married to men, not to women. So comes and says, he's ready even to go further, to show love and to even to have sex. He's ready. That's the nature of male. But the wife thinks, hell of a thing, no. He scolded me in the morning and mentioned all the filth and everything. And evening he comes without small baby, without knowing anything, just trying to come to love me. How can I do it? Female can't. We should know. Female can't do it. You must allow her to come down. She might take at least 1 week. So till sometimes the husbands come and ask me, these women, they are taking revenge, පලි ගන්නවානේ දෙකොල්ලන්. ඉතින් මං අහනවා කොහොමද එහෙම කියන්නේ? No, this we had a problem like this in the morning and we shouted at each other and this and argument went hot and evening just I went with a box of Promises chocolates and I went to her to see, my Lord, the face. I can't even look at her. I said, after all, that is the nature of a female. She can't, the way we can forget very easily because we are quick to arouse feelings and quick to come down. That is the nature of man. But the female takes time to come. Even the sex life is the same, takes time. And they had this problem, this couple had this problem about this not understanding this difference, that wife takes time. And he started this as he was not aware of it. And he was used to, he thought that everything is okay, When I am okay, everyone is okay. And my wife is also okay, but wife was not okay. He found out when we had the discussion that day. And he started crying. So I didn't know this. I thought that the wife is taking revenge from me when she's refusing to come with me. We should know, we should understand the wisdom of marriage is not to think alike. See the difference. Understand the difference. And be flexible. Understand and be flexible. I am married to a woman. And I have to give what she wants, not what I want. And the woman also should think. භාර්යාවත් හිතන්න ඕනේ මම බෙතලනේ පිරිමි කෙනෙක්. එයාට එයාව එයා හැටියට බාර ගන්නවා. We say the first step, 4 steps වල මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? Come as you are. In married life, you can exercise these 4 steps. In relation to your wife, relation to your husband. Accept her, accept him as he is, as she is. Then give the truth. Tell the truth, honestly. I feel about you like this. I feel like this. Give the truth to each other. Then surrender it to each other. Okay, I love you so much. I love you so much. I am ready to forego my way of thinking because I love you so much. Surrender yourself to each other. And then what happens? You start a new life. After every argument, after every problem, your family life, the love, affection renews after every problem. We can make our problems a curse to our life or a blessing to our life. It is up to us. This is what I have learned in my family life. As you said, though I did this because, we don't know, what married life is. We are not living together. We don't live together, We marry. Only we really know the other person properly. So I also did the same blunder. But that time also I was not in the journey, you know. God called me after 6 years of married life to this journey. 1978, 79. So Lalita and myself joined to this charismatic journey together. So we are friends from that day onwards. So then I became mature and mature. We have to learn from our mistakes. Even today, even tomorrow, we will make, there's a tendency for us to make mistakes, blunders in married life. And we should become mature and mature. And yes, and you mentioned about this communication, you know, I think it's very necessary. You know, when we grow old, this communication becomes very low level, comes to very low level, because you talk to the other person when there is a problem or a necessity. No. For nothing you have to talk. There shouldn't be a reason for both of you to talk. We had that habit, you know, when I come home, both of us were working, but after that, you know, I started going to Subodhi, and still I'm there. I'm teaching there. And when I come home after 5:30, she's ready with a cup of plain tea and a seenikil gedi or monada thala කෑල්ලක් ලෑස්ති කරගෙන ගෑණි බලන් ඉන්නවා මං ගෙදර එනකන්. And there are 2 armchairs, you know. ඉස්සරහා නෙවෙයි. පිටිපස්සේ තියෙන වෙනම කෑල්ලක් අපි දෙන්නට ලව් කරන්න. දැනුත් එහෙමයි. Do you have a place like that even now? Do you have a special place? And we just sit and then we just chat. Just chat. So what happened and what happened in my life today, and you need this communication. There will be very good, the understanding builds up. You need early stages, you know, as you get married. Yes, you are very happy to talk to each other, and you know, you take time. ඊට පස්සේ මේ ජීවිතේ ටික ටික වයසට යද්දී the husband becomes bassa. මේ ඇහුණද? මෝඩයා. He becomes bassa. Before getting married, the male is talking and the female is listening. After getting married, female is like a cassette and husband is saying, So, but you know, these are common things, but the thing is, for you and me, if we are going in this journey, that's called spirituality in family life. There should be this adhyatma in our lives. I am very happy about you said that for the most of your problems, the prayer life counts a lot. I am just going to answer. Give me an honest answer from the husbands. Are you praying for your wife? At least a Hail Mary? One Hail Mary? You are doing it. Alone, not together. It's a different thing. I mean alone. Every husband should pray for his wife. Are you doing it? You have to pray. You have to pray. At least a Hail Mary. Look after my wife. Because today the world is so bad. And with all these advanced, what you call these things, handphone, Facebook, and internet and so many things, WhatsApp, Viber, and with all that, you know, we should be able to handle these things. These are gifts from above. And my handphone is a gift from God. And even the Facebook. I can use the Facebook, I can use internet to glorify God, or to glorify Satan. It's up to me. It's like a knife. See, knife, it is a gift from God given to a man to chop and cut the vegetables for the family to cook quickly, and then to cut the bread and all that. So it is a gift from above, a knife. But I can use this knife to kill you. What is wrong in the knife? It's nothing wrong in the knife. So even the handphone is like that. Facebook is like that today. I never tag these things because I do a lot of programs for youth nowadays. Lot of programs. I'm going to schools and talk to the children, especially O-levels and A-levels, 16 years, 17, 18 years. I tell them, these things are good things. These are gifts from God. These are gifts. But we are using in the wrong way. So this has become a real menace even to a married life. Lot of couples come in. The problem is the handphone or the laptop. And she says, my husband doesn't allow me to come into the room when she's on internet. Why is that? So one day I crashed into the room. Said, I have a right to see what you are watching. And they had a big argument. And he chased her out from the room. And she fell down and broke her elbow. Because of, these things are good things. Now, I am using the handphone. Every morning I send 80. I send one message based on scripture, gospel, every day. I'm sending it. Ken is getting every day, I think Ken is getting it. I send it to 80 people based on the gospel, that day's gospel. And by 4 o'clock in the evening, it has gone to about 4,000 people. The same message. Through the handphone, through WhatsApp, through Viber. So these are good things, these are blessings to us. But we don't know how to use these things. We are not spiritual. Today there are a lot of problems between husbands and wives because of these things. Handphone. I can remember once recently I went to buy some vegetables, and while I was buying vegetables, there was a lady with a small girl, and her phone rang, and she took it and she was started talking to somebody. The daughter is about, say, 6 years like. She's asking the mother, "Ammi, අර අංකල් දොය කතා කරන්නේ අනේ මටත් දෙන්නකො මාත් එයාට ආදරෙයි." ඉලෝලු විකුණන මුදලාලි මන් දිහා බැලුවා අපි දෙන්නට දෙන්න බලාගෙන හිටියා. What happened? Because of she is using the handphone. Not to build up the spirituality, but to spoil her own life as a wife. These things are happening today. So the challenge is more today, not like those days. So you have to be careful. You use the handphone, so according to the will of God, not according to the will of your flesh. And these things are really become problems today. There are a lot of problems between husbands and wives due to these things. Internet, Facebook. Recently, young couple, they have a small daughter, about 1.5 years daughter. They were so close to each other, leading a very good life, harmonious life, married life. All of a sudden, she's a distant relation of mine, and I got to know that there are some problem between them, both of them, and then she phoned me and said, "I don't want him," she said. "I don't want him. I am going to chase him out of my house. Because accidentally I saw something in the Facebook chat, there was a photograph, and my husband was sending his nude photographs to another woman. Catholic family. They were so happy. They were leading a very happy family life. The thing is, and husband was really, he couldn't cope up with this problem because he has done it. And he had to accept it. But without his face, They are sending these nude photographs without the face. Neck down. Then you can't identify who it is. It's happening. It's happening today. It's happening. The husbands are sending, even the wives. How many calls, I am 72 years of age. How many women invite me when I am online? It's about 11 o'clock, 11:30 in the night. The Satan is so powerful today through these advanced instruments like handphone and these things. So we have to be very careful. I just want to tell you, you have to be very careful about this because Satan can crack our life, married life. Satan can disturb our lives and make us real sufferers because the way we use the phone, handphone, Facebook, internet and all that. If you are leading a life according to God's will and if you are going in this spiritual journey, even it's no harm using your Facebook or anything, but keep it in your mind. You have to do it if it is pleased to God. You have to please God. If you think that the way I use my internet, God is not pleased about the way I use it, you have to stop it. There will be a lot of repercussions. Some others come across so many problems for the reasons of their problems. I mean the married couples, their conflicts due to these things. Okay. Okay, we'll have 10 minutes right? Okay. Then, yes. You take one paper for both. Okay, අනිත් පැත්ත, කොලේ අනිත් පැත්ත blank නේ. Right. Okay, අරගෙන. You have just give me. Pen එක තියෙනවද? No, I mean, make it, no. All right, okay, it's okay. It's okay. Right. Okay, අදින්න එක line එකක් දෙන්නත් එක one line, and you have to a line එකේ say about say one line like this, okay? Say your married life, maybe 1.5 years, maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You divided into 5-year periods, 5 years, 10 or something like this. If you are married only for 1 year or 2, you can even divide into 3 months like seasons. Right. Okay. Now, start from your wedding day, from the day you started your married life, and if you have gone through pain, you just put a symbol there. Now this is your period, 5 years or 10 years, this period. Break into five-year periods, or say, if you are married recently, say 3 months like that. And you just draw a flower if you think that this is the period where I was very happy with my husband or wife, you just draw a small flower like thing. And if you have gone through turmoil and pain about your married life, you put a symbol like a stone, galak hari, mono hari, otika rough ekat dan, right? And both should write. Normally we do this in the, what do you call it, you know, it's better if we are in a garden and then we collect, you can collect flowers from the vicinity and take stones and all, but we can't do it here because we are inside, you know. But you can write, take one and both should work on that. If you have gone through pain, you just put a mark there, a stone or something like something rough thing. And if you feel that you have gone through, you know, happiness and you really enjoyed and you are okay with the life, you put a flower there. Start drawing it. ඔබ කැමති එකක් ලකුණු කරන්න පුළුවන් එතන. Allow other person to draw. First husband දාගන්න එයාගේ life එකේ flowers දාන්න ඕනේ. එයා සන්තෝෂෙන් හිටපු කාලේ husband එක්ක married life එකේ. සන්තෝෂෙන් හිටපු නැති ඒවා ලකුණු කරන්න මේ මොන හරි ගලක් හරි මොන හරි එහෙම එකක් දාන්න rough දෙයක්. හරි? Both should write on the same line. 5-year periods. Anything. If there were no stones, praise God. All flowers. If there are more stones and few flowers, write like that. But both should write. Don't discuss. Let husband draw. And on that you also can draw. Respect the freedom of the other person. Respect the freedom of the other person. වැඩි තියෙන්නේ ගල්ද මල්ද කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන් married life එකේ. But you have to respect the other person's freedom, right? Yeah, we influence කරන්න යන්නත් එපා. But you have to tell the truth also. Don't talk, huh? Be silent. You can't discuss. We'll discuss it later, after drawing this. Then, now, right, finish. Yes. Then, now, you can ask your wife, why did you put a stone there? Or why did you put a flower there? Now you can ask your wife or you can ask your husband. You can discuss. What you do and what you do. You can discuss. And you have to explain it to your husband or to your wife. Why I put a stone there? ඇයි මං ගලක් දැම්මේ මෙතන? You understood, no? You discuss. දෙන්නත් එක discuss කරන්න දැන්. දාපු ඒවා ගැන. දෙන්නත් එක සාකච්ඡා කරන්න. You have to discuss. හරිද? පුංචි exercise එකක් මේක. You have to go deep into this. If you have time, you can go very deep into this. Don't argue, huh? Don't argue on the drawing. Just listen to the other person. You have to listen. Don't argue. හරිද? වෙලා නැති ඉඳ අපි ඉක්මනට උදේන එනවද පොඩ්ඩක් මෙතන? එන්න. What happened? Yes.
For me, for the first 5 years, it's okay. And after 15 years, because I have got married for 25 years, after getting knowledge about the marriage life and other things, and with the blessings, I started to do a positive role. So I always, I don't know how to explain it, because I get used to do what my wife wants. That means we had a problem with my wife and my son, my daughter all got dengue. And so I had to be the supporting role of them. So I started working on family work and family matters. Before that I didn't know, I just forgot everything, and I spent my time only. Then I realized, and then I got back into the track and I helped my wife. Even now I'm doing the most of the things at home.
Okay, the time is coming up. Okay, come, thank you very much. You want to share anything? Ashika, what are about the drawing, the line? Were there differences? I mean, just come and share that. Take about 2-3 minutes. Were there flowers?
So more flowers, but then what we realized is the stones, were mostly at points where I really started seeing the sides which I didn't see, and I believe it's the same. She saw a side that she never saw before, and that's one place that we had struggles, and then the other issues are something like you said, what's love for me and what's love for her is different. So that was another point where we had a stone, but then by the grace of God we have been able to work, through it and have more flowers.
Yeah, so just like Mario said, we had so many flowers because it's been just a few years. But those stones were definitely stumbling blocks where we were learning to adjust to each other and to give what the other person expected and him trying to give what I expected. But in and through all of it, what we have found is communicating to each other was so important in it, where I told him what I felt and he told me what he felt. And at the end of the day, sometimes our arguments would go like a week or two, but yet we would express ourselves in it. And at the end of the day, now when we look back 2.5 years, we are in a place where we can come into one ground because of that.
Okay, the solution for these conflicts is prayer. First thing is prayer. You must build up your prayer life. As an individuals, as a couple. We have learned earlier, no? Family that prays together, stays together. So you have to take time to pray together. Jacinta and myself, for the last 42 years, if I am at home or both of us are at home, sometimes I am out some days, some nights for these conferences, some seminars. Synergy means 1 + 1 = 3. 1 + 1 = 3. You opposite ideas. Wife is having an opposite idea. And then what you do is, you take the best out of one, first view, then you take the best out of the second view, second opinion, and collect these two best things from 1 and 2, and then you put into the third opinion. That is better than the first one and better than the second one. That's called synergy. 1 + 1 = 3. So I think if you start, you need not go to a counselor for each and every problem you face. You learn the method how to solve your conflict. The method is this. We did 2 exercises. I wanted to teach you how to understand the other person, how to empathize the other person, and to listen to other person, and proper communication with prayer life is going to help you in your married life. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless. Shall we stand to worship the Lord? He is my everything. We know that He is my everything. He is my everything. Jesus is my everything. You tried, as husbands, you try to push your wife towards Jesus, and as wives, you try to push your husband towards Jesus. Don't try to possess your wife from God. Don't try to possess your husband from God. You just push them to God, and you will meet in a new way in the heart of God as a couple. So we'll worship the Lord. He is my everything. praise and thank God is so loving, so affectionate, and loving us. Take the breath from us. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Praise you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Praise you. Praise you. Praise you, Jesus. Praise you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless you. Good night. Good night.
Our next meeting will be on September 20th. That will be a day retreat. So keep the date free. It's I think it's a Saturday. It's a Sunday.